Hi all, welcome to Eddie Academy. Today we can discuss about verb. What is verb? That reminds us of some action words like sleeping, jumping, running. Other than that, what are verbs? We can check its classification with example. Here is the definition of verb. A verb is a part of speech used to describe an action, state, or occurrence and forming the main part of the predicate of the sentence. So we all know that when we divide a sentence into subject and predicate, the verb comes in the predicate part. Okay, and it does not indicate action alone, it also indicates state or occurrence. Okay, here I have given two sentences so that you can identify which is the verb. The sun sets in the west. I have underlined the verb. Sets is the verb in this sentence. Second sentence, this year the winter is very severe, which is the verb in this sentence. We cannot see any action verb here. So here it is the verb. Okay, so you will be having a doubt, can is be a verb? Yeah, is verb. Yeah, here are the different types of verbs. It's not just the classification. Okay, I will tell you. First one is action verbs. Second one, stative verbs, transitive verbs, intransitive verbs, linking verbs, auxiliary verbs, modal verbs, regular verbs, irregular, irregular verbs, and last one is phrasal verbs. First one is action verbs. As we all know, action verbs, as their name says, used to refer to actions, can be physical actions, and that can be performed with body or objects such as jump, hit, or sing. And it can also indicate mental actions that we use our brains to perform, such as thinking, considering, memorizing. We can check more examples of action verbs. Run, swim, help, all these are action verbs. Yeah, I have used action verbs in sentence. I work at a factory. Here, work act as the action verb. Cats chase mice. Here, we can see the action. We listen to the woman's amazing story. Here also we'll be doing some action or mental activity. Next one is stative verbs, or we can say static verb or stationary, that is not moving, unlike action verbs. Static verb that doesn't move. Yeah, it refers to the condition or states of being. The verb tired. How can we classify it? Is it an action verb? Is it any action that we do? Being very tired, being very weak. No. So it can be classified under stative verb. We use stative verbs to describe things like qualities, states of existence, opinions, beliefs, and emotions. When used in a sentence, stative verbs do not refer to actions. As the name itself suggests, it is not moving. You can connect it like that. Here are the examples: love, want, on, have, and resemble. Yeah, the mansion has 5 bathrooms. Which is the verb in this sentence? It is has. Second one, Ali loves her younger sisters. Here, loves is the verb. We cannot see the action love. Yeah. My car needs an oil change. Again, needs can be classified under static verb or static verb that doesn't refer an action. Next is transitive verb. Okay, a transitive verb is a verb that is accompanied by a direct object in a sentence. Both action and stative verbs can have direct objects, which means they can both be used as transitive verbs. It is very easy to study, don't get confused about the name. Yeah, with one example sentence, we can learn this very easily. Here, the example of a transitive verb in a sentence. So you'll be knowing which is the subject, which is the verb, which is the object in the English sentence. Okay, that's a basic structure: subject, verb, object. The wealthy man bought 3 paintings. Which is the subject in the sentence? The wealthy man. The verb is bought, and the object here is 3 paintings. Okay, we can consider it like that. It's Christmas Day. So we are, okay, I am giving a gift to you. So I am the doer of the action. Giving is the verb, and the to whom I am giving the gift is to you. So that's a direct object. Okay, so you are the receiver of the gift. You can connect it like that. The wealthy man bought three paintings. Here the verb is accompanied by an object. Okay, that's why it is known as transitive verb. Next one, she really hates broccoli. Broccoli is the object that is adjacent to the verb. Other than unlike transitive verb, in intransitive verb, it is if it is not used, it is not used with a direct object, and only nouns, pronouns, and noun phrases can be direct objects. And we cannot consider prepositional phrases, adjectives, and adverbs as direct objects. Yeah, we can check the examples, then you will get the idea. Both action and stative verbs can be used as intransitive verb. Here is the example. The children slept. Here, is there any object? No. While the adults worked, there is no object. The terrified monkeys hid in the trees after they saw the gigantic hungry snake. The terrified monkeys hid in the trees. Okay. In is a preposition phrase as I discussed in the definition. We cannot consider it as object, direct object. Next one is linking verb. Here you can imagine an equal to sign for linking verb. So why an equal to? Linking verbs are a special type of stative verb and it is used to link a subject with a subject complement. I can say, okay, my neighbor, she is a nurse. So I'm giving a compliment to her or her profession. So linking verbs can function as intransitive verb which do not take direct objects. Example, these are the linking verbs that we can use: be, become, seem, appear, and grow. If I say you resemble your mother or you look like your mother, that's an example for a linking verb. Okay, so you and your mother. If you people both look alike, I can say this linking verb resemble. So it's like a equal to, balancing on both sides. Mike is a great dancer. Mike can be considered as a great dancer. It's a compliment as well. That gold watch looks expensive. So looks, the verb is linking verb. Suddenly the mall got really crowded. Okay, you can try to research about more examples of linking verbs. Next one is helping verbs. It can be classified as auxiliary and modal verbs. What are helping verbs? It is also called auxiliary verbs, and modal verbs are the verbs that work with other verbs to change the meaning of a sentence, or it can be usually seen with the main verb. A helping verb combines with the main verb in order to accomplish different goals. So what are different goals? We can check. These include changing the tense of the verb or altering the mood of a sentence. When we study the 12 tense forms, we know the importance of these auxiliary verbs. Okay. It helps us to understand the time when it happened, did the action completed, like that, or how long it happened. Yeah. Here are the examples. These are the main forms. Be forms in English: am, is, are, was, were, being, been, and haves form: have, has, had, do, does, did. All that can be considered as auxiliary verbs that function with the main verb in a sentence. Here are the example sentences. The musician has performed in concerts all over the world, which is the auxiliary verb here and which is the main verb here. In the first sentence, performed is the main verb and has supports the main verb. Second sentence, cheetahs can run incredibly fast. Can is the supporting verb. Next one is modal verbs. Modal verbs are a subgroup of helping verbs that are used to give a sentence a specific mood. Okay, mood in the sentence, whether it is declarative, whether it is like pleading, expressing weaker possibilities, expressing wishes. Okay. Each modal verb is used differently and then can express concepts such as ability, necessity, possibility, or permission. This is very important. What they can express: ability, necessity, possibility, or we can ask permission. Here are the examples. Good. Could you please close the door? May I know your name? It might rain tomorrow. You must come to the party. Shall I go? Shall we go for a walk? Okay. Here are the example sentences so that we can use it for expressing necessity, wishes, possibilities. Once you finish your homework, you may play outside. Here I have used the Modal verb may. We must, that express strong certainty. We must carefully add two eggs to the mixing bowl. Next one, I would go to the movies if I wasn't busy working. So possibilities. Next one is regular verbs. This is about structure. A verb is considered a regular verb if its past tense form and past participle ends in ed or d, or the verb is a t variant verb. For example, the verb look is a regular verb because both its past tense form and past participle is looked. Okay, look, v1 v2 v3, verb first form, second form, third form, like v1 v2 v3, like look, looked, both are same. Sometimes regular verbs may slightly change spelling. For example, the past tense and past participle of cry is cried. There we are adding ied, not ed, not it's ending in d or in t. Here are the examples of regular verb. Jump becomes jumped. We are just adding ed. Again, slipped. We are just adding ed. Try becomes tried. Yeah. One more example. Walked and purchased. You can read the sentence. We walked 2 miles to the post office. We purchased all of the supplies that we needed for the camping trip. Next one is irregular verbs. Irregular, the word suggests itself. It doesn't end usually like end in ed or d, and doesn't use the d variant like burnt. Okay, often the spelling of these verbs changes dramatically or may not even change at all, like put, cut, set. Here are the examples. Be variants. Be becomes am, is, was, were. Can be anything. Eat, ate, eaten. Fly, flew, flown. And there are other verbs. Drive, drove, driven. Give, gave, given. Go, went, gone. These all are irregular. Catch becomes caught, not catched. Okay, cat, caught. Yeah. Here are more examples. You can just read it. Last one is phrasal verb. Here, phrasal verb is not just a verb, it is a combination with preposition and or adverbs that have a different meaning from the individual words used to form them. Not just the structural meaning, it has a flowery meaning. Yeah. Look after, which means to take care. Put on, to wear dress. Put up with, tolerate. Sit down, that we know. Yeah. They carried out the project successfully, which means they performed the project successfully. My mother always told me it is a good idea to put some money away in case of emergencies. When we discuss about phrasal verbs, it doesn't need to occur together. Here, the phrasal verb in the second sentence is put away. Okay, so you can understand the structure or where both words, the preposition and verb is placed. Last one is infinitives. However, yeah, it's just not a classification. It's a combination again with the preposition to. An infinitive of a verb is identical to the base form of the verb. Usually, we can use the base form of the verb. And for example, the infinitive form of the verb open is opened. We can check the example. Typically, we use infinitives with the word to in order to form infinitive phrases. Infinitive phrases can be used for a variety reasons, such as to act like nouns, adjectives, or adverbs. Okay, infinity we can think about like if you are studying science, we know that up to infinity that phrase. So we are not sure about where it is going. So to up to where we do not know. Yeah, to play a guitar, to play. Here you can see the structure in every sentence of the infinitive phrase. To plus base form of the verb is the can be known as the infinitive phrase. To play in the first sentence, to play guitar in a rock band is my goal. In the second sentence, if you are looking for the best restaurant in town, Louis is the person to ask. Okay, there we have to ask. The writing in the letter was too small to see. To see, again, we have an infinitive phrase. So these all are about verbs. Thank you for listening to the class.